Well, good evening and welcome to Starting a YouTube Channel 101. Now, I don't have the biggest channel, the most polished channel, nor do I make millions of dollars a year. However, I do make just enough to almost pay my monthly payment on this guy behind me. So if you're curious how to do that, stick around if you want to get your feet wet as a YouTube content creator. Alright, so this is going to be about 11, 12 steps. Don't let it scare you. This video might be a little lengthy, so grab some chips, grab a beer, sit back, relax. Hopefully this will answer some questions a lot of you guys might have about starting a automotive and or YouTube channel in general. I'm borderline retarded and I started doing it with some decent success. Now, really quick, here's been my strategy and then we'll go into the steps of where I got to where I am today. Now, I got into the YouTube thing, especially the automotive genre, about 5 or 6 years too late. Well, doing automotive, I should say, mid 2020, so about 2.5 years ago. But again, like I said, I knew the segment was very saturated, especially Corvettes. So I had to take kind of a different approach. I don't street race. YouTube loves promoting street racing, but they don't like curse words. I don't know. I don't know anyone famous, nor do I have a bunch of capital to go out and buy a whole bunch of supercars, hypercars, etc. I came from nothing. I scraped together my Corvettes I have, my Mini Cooper. I'm very thankful for what I have. And also, if you're a street racing creator, that's fine. I don't care. I'm not here to preach to you about what you should or shouldn't do on YouTube. I don't care. So with that being said, my personal angle getting into this was going to be primarily DIY type videos, and a lot of them. And to me, a DIY type video is something anyone at any time can come back to and reference. Not so much you have a story type YouTube channel where each episode builds and you got to be a follower from the beginning to know what's going on. My videos are trying to make it to where if you follow me or not, you can just jump right in and learn something. That's kind of been my approach. Kind of a numbers game. I have a lot of videos now. It's taken me 2.5 years to get, I think, about 200 videos. I don't get a lot of traffic. YouTube doesn't promote my channel that much, which is fine. I'm not complaining. I have enough video and enough traffic across a lot of videos, so each individual video will give me a couple dollars a month. But again, with enough volume, that equates to about $5 to $750 per month right now. If I make one video a week, I'll average about $500 a month. If I make 2 or more videos a week, I can get close to 800 if I'm lucky. And again, I'm a very low level channel with, I'm approaching 12,000 subscribers, which in the big scheme of things is very tiny. And I make decent enough to have me keep doing this, and again, to pay for dumb stuff and the car payment behind me. But if this video at least helps one person, gives them an idea, gives them direction, gives them the start they need, outstanding. All right, like I said, I'm gonna break this down to 11 different steps, and if you follow each one of these steps, you will be somewhat successful starting a YouTube channel in some capacity. I am reading off notes here today. I will try my best not to read so much and just use them as a reference and talk to you guys. And real quick before we go any further, I've kind of started YouTube twice before I got the hang of it. About 5 years ago, I started a YouTube channel, nothing to do with automotive or Corvettes at all. It didn't feel organic to me. I felt like I was just reading to a camera. They felt kind of cringy. It got no traction. So I pretty much just shelved YouTube for a couple years, and I came back to it once I bought my yellow C5Z. I did some homework on it, and hopefully this video, again, will help someone out there the right direction how to start this thing. I pretty much sat down one day, and I was like, what do I like? I'm like, I like cars. What kind of cars? I like Corvettes. I could talk about Corvettes. Boom, there we go. That's my channel. With that being said, step number 1. A lot of people approach me and they'll simply say, I want to start a channel. I hear you make money on YouTube. I want to do that too. I'm like, great. What do you like? They're like, I don't know. What could you talk about for hours on end? Like, I don't know. You got to start there. What are you passionate about? What's something, if you were given a public speaking assignment with no notes, you got 10 minutes to do it, you got to talk to a crowd of 100 people, what's something you could just talk about and ramble on about, something you're passionate about, something you know in and out about, something you never get bored of? Start there. Me with cars and Corvettes, it just made perfect sense. It was easy at that point. Step 2, before you start a channel, kind of have an understanding of what kind of channel you want to have. Do you want a vlog type channel, just like this, talking to a camera? Do you want to do strictly a DIY, where you just show people how to do stuff? Do you want to show your face? Do you want to have a narrated type videos? Do you want to talk about scary, spooky stories, stuff that's really engaging? Are you a really good storyteller? You got to kind of work to your strengths, if that makes sense. If you don't feel comfortable in front of a camera, maybe start by narrating, or maybe doing interviews, etc. This is something you got to figure out yourself. That's something that you're comfortable with. Find videos that you really enjoy and kind of use that as the framework. I don't mean copy, but you can use it more of an inspiration, if that makes sense. And do it in a way that you find would be captivating and engaging to your audience, as retention is very key on making money on YouTube videos. A lot of views are good, but people click on it, click right off. You're not getting any traction. You want something with at least 4 minutes of viewership. That's when you'll see revenue start to add up per video, if that makes sense. Number 3, your equipment you're going to use to start your channel. Start small. Don't get too carried away. Think, man, I'm going to start a channel this weekend. It's going to blow up. I'm going to have 100,000 subscribers next week. I'm going to get the best this, the best that, the best software, blah, blah, blah. Start small. I use my cell phone most of the time for vlogging, and when I'm driving, I use my GoPro. This is just my cell phone. It's a Pixel 6. I love it. I have a GoPro 7 Black, more than enough for my channel. I don't do a lot of crazy effects or editing. For what I do, more than enough. People will start a channel, get really excited, buy drones, etc., all this expensive sound equipment, blah, 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 and they do 2 videos and that's it, and they wasted $3,000-$4,000. So start small, make sure you like what you're doing, make sure you're comfortable with what you're doing, get some traction first, and kind of set goals for yourselves. I say, tell yourself, like, hey, at 500 subs, I'll do this. At 1,000 subs, I'll get this. At 5,000 subs, I'll do that. That way, you give yourself goals, and it gets exciting, and you can kind of evolve your channel. Hopefully that makes sense. With saying that, your hardware is just as important as your software, and obviously a laptop. You're gonna need a laptop that's decent with a multimedia capability, video editing. I got it's an HP type deal. What the hell is this damn thing? It's a Victus by HP. It's got a really nice graphics card. It's more of a gaming PC, but it's perfect for video editing. I personally really like it. And then with your laptop, you will also need some way to edit it. There's some very basic Windows movie editor, which I totally recommend. I know Apple has a proprietary editing software. I don't know much about Apple. I use Adobe Premiere, which is their watered down version of Pro. For me, it's more than enough. There's a billion tutorials on how to use Adobe and any other editing software you would like to use. If I explain to you how to edit a video, this video would be about 5 hours long. It takes time to learn how to do it for what you're trying to do. Does that make sense? My first videos, the editing was terrible. You really just got to do your homework on what you want to do, how you want to do it. Again, YouTube is a great tool for not only making money off it, but learning. YouTube is an amazing learning tool. It's almost like plugging yourself into the matrix and learning anything you want. It's awesome. Step 4, so you got your equipment, you got a direction, you got kind of a channel you want to do. Start getting video content ideas and the framework for the kind of videos you want to make. And at first it can be tricky to start a channel. Like, where do you start? I recommend when you first publish your channel, get it live, have a few videos. That way when you start one video, it goes to the next and it goes to the next. And that way people are bouncing around all your videos. And then once you start having a baseline of a whole bunch of different videos, you can start pinging off previous videos and kind of building off that, if that makes sense. So getting started, getting traction on a channel with no videos is tough. You gotta find something engaging and something you're excited about to make your first video on. The more unique and interesting your video is, the more engaging it is, the more likely people are to stick around and again, bounce from video to video. Number 5, this is one that I wish someone told me before I started. I'm relatively extroverted, I'm pretty outgoing. However, the very first time I filmed a video, I put a camera in front of me, I hit record and I froze. You're just kind of sitting there like, it's awkward. If you're not used to a camera, get used to a camera before you start filming. Your first 2, 3, 5, 15, 20, 30 videos more than likely are not going to be great. Your real self is not really going to shine through. My real self didn't really shine through, coming through until at least a year into my channel. I feel like most of my channels are pretty organic now. This is pretty much me. But at first I was very stiff. I didn't know how to do my mannerisms. It was really awkward. It's just something you learn over time. But if you're used to being in front of a camera, there should be no issue for you. I hate visiting my first 25 or 50 videos. To me, it's so cringy. I'm sure to you guys, it's fine, but to me, it's so disingenuine. It's me, but it's awkward me. But as you start getting likes and comments and thumbs up and, hey, nice channel, bro, your confidence kind of builds and it feels good. Like, yeah, I can do this. I'm a YouTuber. All right, number 6, so you're ready to go. You're comfortable on camera. You got a direction you want to do, blah, blah, blah. You're ready to film a topic. Before I do any video, believe it or not, any video I do, well, 98% of them, I have some sort of script and or outline. For instance, this is the one I did for just last week, my C5 or C8 comparison. This one's kind of lengthy, but when you're passionate about something, you can write this up in like 10 minutes. It's not that hard to do. I tend to ramble. If I don't have an outline, I'll just talk, and it kind of gets squirrely. So have an outline and or script. It'll keep you focused, and it'll keep you on pace for the length of video you're trying to achieve. And try not to read your notes. Even though I have my notes next to me, I'll reference them, edit, and look back at the camera. Don't just have them read through them. You're not very engaging then. You want to talk to the camera at the camera as if someone's in front of you. Just have your notes on your lap, on a laptop, next to you, however you want to do it. You will get better with time doing it, but again, you want to have some sort of outline. Your video will feel much more structured. And all the little lookaways and and all that stuff can be cleaned up in editing. Not a big deal. All right, number 7, editing. I can film a video, a DIY, a POV driving around, a vlog. Most of the time I can do it 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes, I'm done. It's in post, it's the editing that takes forever, depending on the length of the video. If it's a 7-minute video, probably 45 minutes to an hour of editing. If it's a DIY that goes over 20 minutes, that could easily be 3 or 4 hours of editing, depending on how crazy you want to get with it. You'll always have some sort of technical glitch, especially if I use my phone for some of it and then my GoPro. When I mesh them together, a lot of times they don't like each other, and the video, when rendering it to export it, it'll crash. Total pain in the ass. You will experience that. You will experience technical difficulties. It'll piss you off. It's going to happen. But as you get more confident with your software and your equipment, you'll get better at dialing in at what works, what doesn't work, the frame rate you want to use, quality of the video, 4K, 1080, etc. You'll get it dialed in, but editing can be a pain in the ass. But you get better at it, and you'll get more muscle memory when you do it. I can edit a video pretty quickly now, which a couple years ago took me forever to do the exact same thing. So don't sleep on editing. It's probably one of the most taxing parts of having a YouTube channel is editing. Number 8, so you finally got your video filmed, you like it, you got it edited, it's in an MP4 format, it's ready to go to YouTube. One crucial thing you're missing is a thumbnail. People think it's a simple formula, A plus B equals C. It is not. Thumbnails is more of an art, if you will. It's taking a long time to get better at thumbnails. I'm still kind of shitty at them, but I feel like I'm getting better at it. You want to have really clear, concise lettering on your thumbnails. You want to have an image that conveys what you're trying to do. Sometimes I'll use sex appeal, sex sells. First year business school, sex sells. Sex does work. Men especially are gross, and they'll see a woman in a bikini. I'll put some boobies on a thumbnail. It'll get more clicks. It's kind of cheesy, but I feel like my content's okay enough to where it's okay to draw you in to say, hey, hear me out. It's decent content. I just use a little bit of little trickery to get you there without actually being clickbait. And try to stay away from clickbait, meaning your thumbnail has nothing to do with your video. Your thumbnail portrays you're doing one thing, but really you're doing nothing else. That'll turn people off really quick. I learned that really fast a couple years ago. Try to be as genuine and concise and portray your point in your thumbnail as best you can. For thumbnails, I use a program called Canva. Just Google YouTube thumbnail maker Canva. It'll come right up. It's a very easy tool to use. It's kind of like OneDrive. All the thumbnails you make will be saved on their server. You can do a whole bunch of uploads. The more you upload all your little stuff in there, you can use it later on. They have a lot of little things, little gadgets, widgets you can throw on your thumbnail too. It's pretty cool, pretty simple tool. And again, just use YouTube to look up how to use it. Canva, super simple. Number 9. All right, so it gets interesting. So you got your video made, you get your thumbnail ready to go, you're rocking, you're feeling good, getting your first video or videos up. This is the waiting game. It can be both exciting and depressing. I remember when I started this, my first few videos, I thought they were going to be a smash hit. It was going to break YouTube. This was it. I was going to be big time, 100K subscribers in 2 weeks. That was not the case at all. I don't remember exactly which videos they were, but I remember uploading them and no traction. I think I had like 10 views in 2 days. If you're a new channel, you're very suppressed, and it takes time to get your videos up to the top. Once you start getting a lot of videos in your library, you're getting a really good like to dislike ratio. Your view duration is good. YouTube will promote it to the top, and you'll start getting likes that way. But don't think you're gonna make a video one day, the next day it's gonna blow up. It can happen. It's in the margins, but don't think that's gonna happen. It can be a little depressing. And you really got to stick through that first few months stage to kind of break out of that. So with that being said, step 10, how do you promote your channel? You got a good channel, but no one's seeing the damn thing. This is the approach I took. I spammed a lot of subreddits on cars, and a lot of Corvette and or automotive groups on Facebook. It's love hates. A lot of people will get pissed off. A lot of people hate when people promote their channel on Facebook. It's the name of the game. Just understand that. People are going to get mad. But if you have good content, people will be like, oh, well, it's not too bad. But a lot of people won't even watch the video. They'll just get mad and sassy and give you crap about your video, which is okay. But over time, when people start learning who you are and you're putting out at least okay quality content, they're more okay with it, and they're not likely to delete it, if that makes sense. So my first 6 months or a year, I'll be honest, I spammed a lot of Facebook groups and subreddits and anywhere else like I could be promoting a video. I was doing it. It was kind of sleazy, but it is what it is. I just didn't know how else to approach it. I didn't have these crazy cars and all this crazy stuff to compete with like illegal street racing, so I had to be kind of creative. Step 11, not so much a step, more of advice, but nonetheless, I wanted to put it in here. Thick skin. If you are thin-skinned on the internet or as a content creator, I'm not sure how far you will go. People can be very nasty for no reason. 99.8% of the people that watch my videos are really cool, super supportive, offer constructive criticism, but you're always going to have that very, very small percentage of people that just hate everything and don't want to see anyone succeed. And I'll see people on my channel that are just negative, and I used to take it personally. I'll see the same people in other automotive channels doing the exact same thing. They're just miserable people. There are times when I will do a video that I totally mess up on. Someone's like, "You screwed up, idiot." I don't think they mean to come off so rude. I think you just kind of take it personally. But over time, you get better at just kind of But I remember at first, I would take every comment to heart. I would have 50 awesome comments, but that one would just stick with me, you know? But over time, you just kind of realize, like, it's not worth your time. It's not a big deal. It's more of a them problem than a you problem. And you got to keep your eye on the prize and understand what you're doing. You're doing it for yourself, not just one person out of many. So keep pressing on. You're going to get them. Even now, I still get negative comments. For the type of channel I have, which isn't really divisive, you're still going to have it. You're going to get it. You can have the most angelic channel out there just preaching love, and someone will just crap all over it. Name of the game. So just understand that you can have the best intentions and someone will hate it. But again, the good far outweighs the bad from reactions. Yeah, so I rarely ever entertain a negative comment. I will never delete a comment. If you want to leave a hateful comment, that's fine. It's there for you and everyone else to see later on. Most of the time, people that subscribe will just attack them, not because I want them to, it just kind of just happens. But there are times, if you use really colorful language, YouTube will delete it. If you've ever said something really shitty on my channel, just know I never deleted it. If it's deleted, YouTube did it just because of the type of language you use. So if you want to give me a hard time, bust my balls, and chew me out, just misspell some words, if that makes sense. So number 12 is take breaks. You're going to get burnt out doing this. My first 6 months, just going off my strategy, I was trying to upload every 4 days minimum because I wanted to get a good baseline library. That was my goal. After that, I cooled off for a little bit. Once I got monetized, I cooled off. Not cooled off, but kind of pumped the brakes a little bit, give myself a little bit of a break. I will do 3 videos in a week, then I'll take 2 weeks off. You got to give me time, you know. It's just, don't kill yourself doing this. To me, this is a hobby. Pay for my toys. I've been doing this so long now, though. It's weird when I don't upload. If I go more than a week without doing a video, I don't know. It's just habit now. I just do it. You'll get to that point where you're just like, oh, I'm making a video. You don't even think about it. You just do it. But at first, it can be kind of taxing. It can take a toll on you. So just understand that. But yeah, don't stress yourself out. Take breaks. So those are the 12 things to get yourself going in the YouTube realm. Hopefully this helps someone out there. Feel free to ask questions. If you find me on Instagram, send me a message. On Facebook, that's fine. I get a lot of messages, especially since I posted a video on this, my price breakdown. I've got a lot of requests for a video like this on how to start a channel. Hopefully this helps someone out there. If this video gets any traction, I'll do a number 2 on exactly how the analytics work on YouTube, how to start monetizing, all that stuff later on. That's a whole nother video, another 20-minute video by itself. Yeah, I wish I had this video when I started to kind of point me in the right direction. The only thing I ask is if you're going to do automotive, just stay out of C5 and C8 content. Now, you can do whatever you want. So, all right, guys, I'm exhausted, man. Long day. I'm traveling tomorrow to San Diego, so I just wanted to get this filmed. Hopefully I don't come across too tired. Cool. I got some more C5 content coming when I get back from my little trip. It'll be up next week probably. And again, no shortage of stuff. I have 40 video ideas in my head right now. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna go edit this and get to bed. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time. Mark out.